Good afternoon, friends. My name's Scott. Welcome back to another episode of Grow Your Victory. We're back up here in the garden today. As you can see, we've got our two hügelkultur raised beds. We've got our trellis arch between them. And as I told you in the last episode, we've got the wood to build our next two raised beds. It's kind of overcast this afternoon. It may rain later. We'll see how much stuff we get done. But we're basically going to do the same process we did before. We're going to frame these up, paint an outline on the ground, flip them out of the way, come in with the tractor with the backhoe attachment, dig down, get that soil out of the way, get that sod out of the way, fill those in with old punky timbers and these wood chips that we have left over from last season, get the sod back on top of it, get compost on top of that, like you can see we have in these beds here. And yeah, excited to try to double the size of this garden. Not sure all of this is going to happen today. Like I said, the weather may not cooperate. The batteries on my cordless screw gun might not cooperate, but we're going to get a rip in here and see how much we can get done. So let's grow. Well, alrighty gang, pretty not too bad. Only took about 15 minutes. We got both of our boxes screwed together. Next up, we'll get this guide string out of the way and we'll get back up here with the tractor. Well, hello again, friends. When I left you at the end of the last shot, you had just seen me build the frames for these two raised beds. I went back to the house to get to the tractor to come back and start digging bases for our hügelkultur beds, and it started raining. Not so much that we couldn't keep working, but enough that I didn't want to worry about ruining my camera, which is not waterproof. And I have a waterproof case, but I don't use it because you can't record audio when we are in the waterproof case. So what I did the rest of that day was I went ahead and dug that sod out of each one of these beds. We threw in our old punky logs to act as sponges to hold the water in our hügelkultur, and we put the sod and the topsoil back on the beds, and that's what you see here today is that topsoil back in place. So this afternoon, you can see we've got my dad's tractor out here again. We are going to get some compost on top of these beds, and you can see the first two beds that we built have really settled in nicely, and we are going to get wood chips in on top of those. If you'll remember, when we built our trellis, this side has Lincoln peas in it. I just planted those. But this is very exciting over here. On this side, if we get in here close, you can see itty bitty baby pole beans poking out of the ground. So that is super exciting. We've got our first sprouts coming up here in the community garden, and that's awesome. Also, I went out to our local greenhouse and I picked up some everbearing strawberries. And this first raised bed here that the Boy Scouts built last year, you can see it looks like there's already some strawberries in here. but we're going to go ahead and fill those in with some more. Maybe we'll do 2 beds with strawberries. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see, get started and see where that takes us. So 6 days later, we're back at her. I'm gonna hop on this tractor and get some stuff on these beds. Alrighty gang, let me show you what we've got done here. We've got our 2 beds with compost on top. Nice thick layer of compost. I know it looks ridiculous, but like these other ones, it will settle. And then our 2 original beds, we've got a thick layer of wood chips on top to act as a mulch, knock down any weeds. And these are basically ready to be planted in. A good rain or 2 to settle them down. And hopefully within a week or so, we're up here with some seedlings to plant in these 2 beds. So, last order of business for the day. We've got this bed over here. I'm going to run up and grab a thin layer of compost. Spread that in there, fill it in, because you can see the soil, not good. This is pretty much crap. So we're going to get some good compost in there, work it in, and then we will put some wood chips on top and be up here tomorrow to plant strawberries. Alrighty gang, well, as you saw me, we got some real good quality compost here. We got that down. Tried to amend that soil. It's awful, really bad dirt. So did our best not to cover up the strawberries that are here. Decided to hold off on putting wood chips on this tonight. I'm going to come back tomorrow with some blood and bone. When I bring the strawberries up here, I will give this whole thing a good feed with blood and bone. Try to give these plants a chance, and we'll get those strawberries started. Thanks so much for joining me again today on Grow Your Victory. If you're so inclined, please go ahead and hit like and subscribe down below. Subscribe to my channel, really helps. Turn on notifications. Just stay up to date with all the good stuff we got going on. Hope you had as much fun watching this video as I did making it, and we'll see you next time. Remember to grow your victory.